The Out There channel.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Hello, where's everybody? Don't tell me in bed because I know it's lunchtime in UK. It should be the weekend now, shouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway, it's Saturday here, so it's probably Friday lunchtime then. But yeah, I have to do this. It's because it's been a while. And there's been a few problems which have been fixed. The Streamlabs, tracking the subs and stuff, that went down for 4 days. So I couldn't do a stream then. Anyway, minimize it. We'll just see who drops along. It'll almost be Sunday here. That's a point. What is the time? Okay. Time isn't on my side. Time in UK. Let's find out. 12 p. Oh no, it's Saturday over there. Oh, that's a good time, isn't it? For most of those over there. Full bellies, nicely slept and rested from work days. And time in California, that's going to be early morning, isn't it? Mind you, there's be some people up then. And New York, that's on Saturday too. Cool. This is a good time. New York. 7:30 AM, so they can enjoy UFO stuff while they eat breakfast. I should have had a good sleep by then. Unless they're night gamers. Yeah, it's been a busy week for me. More projects, more problems. And stuff to go over. So yeah, do I wait for people to join? I'm probably a wee bit early than I said. I know, a wee bit over time now. 11:30 I said. That means I'll probably end up going to 2 in the morning. My time. Crazy time. Hey, we might even get EVPs on the microphone, you never know. So that'll probably be my first thing I talk about, is some new interesting capture. But I'm not sure what caused it. So yeah, see what you guys think about it. Yeah. Do I start or do I wait for a few to join? Must be a few around. Sad ufology. Too wrapped up. Too wrapped up in their own world views. Corruption and liars everywhere. It's going to take a long time to clean it all up. So yeah, I suppose I better type out the side comments while we wait for people. I hope everybody's well. I keep taking these immune pill tablets, and every time I get the coughing back. I think I got long COVID, but yeah, it hasn't killed me yet. But it might do. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? Something went funny then, didn't it? No, maybe I should have done it on the screen down here. So yeah, 59 already. Should be a lot more though. But as I get on top of things, I should be able to do more again. As long as I don't run into problems. The government will be changing again before long. And they'll be cracking down on social welfare and sickness again. Because they've got to pick on the bottom feeders. Not the super rich. It's the same as America. That's why they got 87,000 more IRS people that they're trying to hire. Yeah. Okay, that came up alright. Pin. So, yeah. Just gonna have a look at some new ghost cam footage. Set up new cameras. It's night time here, so I can't really show you them live. But if we see how we go with what I've got downloaded. Okay, let's begin. People have to rewatch it. I'm gonna fucking change the angle of that better. I've been trying to adjust the screens better, but the angle needs to come this way a bit more. I was gonna have to zoom in more. Anyway, I still haven't managed to go through everything I planned to go through and review UFO documentaries and go through all my footage, past footage as well. But yeah, got this very interesting capture. What was that one? Oh yeah, that's stuff going missing. Oh, actually, I should have gone into... Yeah. So this is a frame, a single frame, that it appears on, which is very strange. If it was dust, you'd expect to see it flickering for longer periods. But here, if you have a look, It's at 5:22 at night, and this thing here just shows up for a few frames and disappears. It looks like an orb, doesn't it? Kind of weird looking. And of course, this is 2.5K pixels, so we're looking at something that's like a little speck. And it's not a bug, so I'll play the video. Unfortunately, I was bunged up on the nose that night, and there was heavy elephant man snoring. But maybe I can tune it down. I was looking for any bang noises. So you can see here, there's a cable coming down here. So this is my stereo. So I've got it right next to the stereo. And that's on Sony night vision without any extra lighting, right? Illumination. Starlight. So there is a few red amber lights on it though. So it's still sending out some infrared. So if it was dust, I'd expect dust more likely to be rising with temperature and going from from bottom to top, pretty much in a constant line, really, or straight up, right? Not coming down from the ceiling. So this is something paranormal. Don't know. I thought maybe it could be a radiation detection, right? It could be some gamma ray or something that's passed through the house and the sensor at that particular time. But yeah, that's interesting. So that means the radiation would have to come down towards the camera in this direction, wouldn't it? And it showed up as a speck. Hidden this way. But anyway, play the video. I see TV Square Eyes has sub to my yeah, I should actually mention that. Sub to did a follow, which means they followed on Twitch. Twitch was set up because remember Dr. J Radio put a strike on me and Google took away my live stream for 3 months. And there's nothing I could do about it. I didn't have a second account set up. Well, I suppose my helper account I could have used if I'd known. I could have switched to that. Because GUFON did it, and they didn't punish them. I thought the rules was you weren't allowed to use an alternative account if you get banned. But it seems like there's one rule for one person and another rule for other people. Because they want to keep collecting money. Who we got here? Gabba TV or Beast TV. I'm not sure what the Beast is. Is that a something to do with a computer game? Is it? Or are you part of the dark demon cult? What is this? This is off my new security camera, which is a 2.5K one. And it's streaming straight to over the LAN, a wide LAN in the house, to an MVR in the kitchen. So, and also a memory card. So let's see if they can erase things off the camera this time. Next trick might have to be a Faraday cage of some sort, I think. But anyway, yeah, let's play the video and go over it. Let's see, there'll be some snoring. As I said, Elephant Man is my name. I wouldn't like anyone to fall asleep next to me because my nose is always blocking up. Anyway, let's see if it goes to the right screen first. It probably won't. Oh, it might do. Ah, there we go. Elephant Man. Man, I was really bunged up that night. So I called it actually Ghostcam because I had no better name for it. But yeah, you can see the quality here is pretty good. You can see there, if I zoom in, 2.5K. Always takes the front number now instead of saying 1940p, which is pretty good. It's double 1080p, isn't it? So it's pretty good camera. Cost a bit of money though. I think it turned out to be like 70 New Zealand dollars, which is probably nothing. They're Americans, so that's about 30 odd US dollars. So yeah, it's got net IP protocol, which works with these Chinese MVRs. Obviously they can control it a bit better than the new format called ONVIF. So normally I'll just put it on slow motion, so the activity of the light happens up here, which is really strange because you remember that last orb that we captured on the other cam sort of come around here, bent upwards, and then went this way, exactly in the same place, which is really strange, I think. So I'll just go here, chop it down. It should say on the screen, shouldn't it? The buttons are so damn small. 33, 25, there we go. And if I play it, I really sound like an elephant man then. I sound like the Gabba Beast. Who we got on the side chat first? Hey, Shugan. Hey, yeah. Are you a black belt? Good with the samurai sword, or whatever it's called. A ninja. I've missed the last 10 minutes. Yeah, I've sort of been going a bit slow, waiting to see who shows up, because I know sometimes it takes 15 minutes to read emails. But yeah, I've only just really started. You know, sometimes people just think too much. You mean me? Do you see cannabis? What's that? Cabians. I thought it was cannabis. So my eyes are a wee bit bad this time of night. Cabians show on top 10 hoaxes was funny. No, when was that? Was that today? Was it? I've been so busy. We probably could bring it up this tonight if I remember and have a look. Work on anyway, guys. It's at least we've got 2. So I'll probably end up muting this because I don't want you to. Well, I don't really want haters to have a bit of fun and games with it like they usually do. Remember I did a play act of snoring. Well, this is real snoring this time, and it's probably a lot worse. Yeah, that almost sounds like sometimes once every 3 minutes I might not be breathing. So yeah, they thought maybe I had sleep apnea. Can't hear anything at the moment. Oh right, here it comes. That sounds really creepy. But it's on slow motion here. Rawr. Sounds like something from Star Wars. Alright, we'll have a look for Shogun. Look at this. Sounds like a Wookiee. Damn. They should use me for Star Wars. This actually sounds like a wow underwater. Ah, shit, I could do some really good fake stuff, couldn't I? I'd have to have a lot of people conned, but no, this is real footage. It's just slowed down, that's all. And I was just checking the camera by pure chance, and I saw this flash of light, which is coming up at 22:13, and it's only for a few frames, so you don't see it very long. I'm not sure how loud that is on your end, but it's pretty loud from my end. 35. Oh. So you can see it's ticking over. I haven't seen any other flashes of light so far, so I don't know what it is. It's kind of strange. See there, I almost didn't take a breath. Ah, they're killing me. I deblocked my nose 10 minutes ago, and already it's blocked again. My life suffocating, having to breathe through the mouth all the time. It almost sounds like waves hitting the shore. Slow down. I thought maybe there might have been some sounds underneath the snoring, so this is a good way to actually maybe hear something. A buzzsaw from hell. Yeah, I will do that in a minute. Just playing it at slow speed at the moment so we can see it. And then I'll play it at normal speed. Then frame by frame. It's getting there. Looks like there might be a light. Or the watch is reflecting some light of the LEDs, right? That seems to be constant there. My smartwatch. There's the cupboard door that's open all the time. It does, it sounds like an animal. That's crazy. This shows how good the volume pickup is on this new camera too. It's amazing. It's probably one of the better cameras I've got actually. The thing is, it's hit and miss with Chinese stuff. But I think these are used by normal security firms, so yeah, they don't want to make it shabby, do they? All sparkly? Where's the sparkles? You're talking about noise. Can't really see noise. It's pretty good, really, compared to all those night vision ones, right? So this is set on full color. You can even read the label 100 watts on the speaker here. On the stereo, I mean. Okay, it's coming up. Yeah. So I've only watched it a couple of times, but maybe I missed something. I love that sound. Man, I could do some really good fake stuff with that. It does. You could say it's ghost speak and not even say that you're in the room, right? Yeah, I'm a pretty honest guy. It's definitely me there. There's no point to lie about this stuff because it doesn't get us any closer to the truth about things. Okay, so it's about the middle of the video, isn't it? I've done 5-minute chunks recorded continuously. Still pretty constant. No flashes of light so far. I don't know how I managed to spot it, because I've got so much footage. I was just skimming through just random ones and I saw this. Okay, it's coming up. And you can see we're on 1/4 speed. I think it might record at 25 frames a second, so I'll just check that. Most of them do 15, okay. 15 frames over wired connection on such high spec camera. 2.5K. Here it comes. Did we see it yet? There it is. See that? So that looked like it went blink and lasted what? How many frames would that be? So, yeah, what was it? Certainly not a bug, because we would have seen more of it moving around here. Why did this show up and then just fade away? It reminds me of radiation burst that the NASA gets on theirs. And it always goes super white. So it makes a burst of charge of electrons on the sensor. But it's funny, I would have thought if it's radiation, there would be a lot more constantly showing up, right? Because there's a constant background radiation. So that's one thing I've bought. I've bought a meter that's coming that's a Geiger counter. And I want to see what the background radiation is in this room is to see if it's higher than normal. So yeah, so there's a lot of things still I'm going to do. A beached well, yeah. Thanks, mate. I bet, have you recorded yourself sleeping? I bet you have fun with that too. Anyway, let's put it back onto normal speed and 1:1. I'll just mute it because I don't think there was any other sounds apart from me in it. How do we mute this damn thing? Is that a click point in it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that should be back to normal. Let's carry on from there. Just check. Oop. Don't want to click that button. Okay, we don't need the snoring. Okay, you can see it's ticking over 1 second naturally there. So we'll just go back a bit. And you'll see how fast it flicks up. We saw it in slow motion. So when I saw it though. Now if you blinked, you missed it. Here it comes, coming up now. Coming up. Now. See that? What the hell was that? Got any ideas? Let's try frame by frame. On the Soho, radiation's not really shaped like that though, is it? It's more like a streak on the sensor. So I don't know. I'm not too sure. So if we go frame by frame, okay, it might be a few presses. It's up 11, 12, Next frame. Next frame. Next frame. We can't have any 2, 3, 4. See, maybe it's only doing 5 frames. That can't be right though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's on the 8th frame. Let's just zoom in on that. Should be what I captured. And then 9, frame 9. Alright, it's already gone on. So it's only doing 10 frames a second now. It's gone. So we need a really high rate to see where it went to, maybe. I don't think the camera can do it. Because the MVR is only 100 megabits, which I thought was stupid. You know, if you're going to release an MVR now with these high-spec cameras, you at least want a gigabit LAN card in it. So I think this is why they're hocking off the boxes, and they'll probably bring out 1 gigabit connections or even higher, right? So you can record more high frames. But anyway, yeah, it's only 1 frame. And what's it say here? I forgot to check the frame rate. But it looks like it's only 8 or 9. But it's still very interesting. What have we got here? What's it say? Ah, it is 8. Very low, isn't it? I wonder why it's so low. It must be the MVR just can't handle it. Because I've got 100 gig lines in the wall, which are Cat 6 E, I think it is, or something, which is meant to be experimental, which can do 1.5 gigabytes. It wasn't quite Cat 7 by then. And of course, if you got Cat 8 in the walls, you can get up to 40 gigabits. That's cooking. That's highly shielded too, and they're not unshielded twisted pairs anymore. They're shielded to get that kind of speed. So it's got fairly good audio, but it's still only mono as well. But yeah, for $70 US New Zealand camera, it's not too bad. So that's all we got on that. See what we capture in the future though. So let's zoom into it again. So that's the only 1 frame we got it. And now you can start to see the noise. Kind of looks like an alien head though, doesn't it? See that? Would you say that looked like an alien? It's creepy. It's the sort of thing all those pareidolia people would love. It does look like a human head, doesn't it? Wow. It's the strangest orb I've ever seen. So there's the eyes. Look like big, just like a normal alien. Got the big head, and you got the little mouth piece. Looks just like the Mr. Grey over here, but on an angle. That's just amazing. Looks like a mop. A mop. I don't see a mop. You gotta remember, it's only what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pixels down. And we're zoomed right into it here. Now let's run it through the other enhancements. It's kind of weird looking though. Normally you see little round objects though on cameras, don't you? Orbs they call them. Where is it? Press open with. And there it is at the top. Gone past it. Okay. So let's cut it. I got a mini alien head. And they're checking out the new camera, I think. I wouldn't be surprised something's going to go wrong with it. I have the highest tech failure rate in this house. It's just crazy. So one of my cameras died, so I had to buy another couple of cameras. Fisheye cameras, which I'm playing around with. Pretty good. It's amazing what angle of view you can get on it when you use it like a normal camera. Probably wider than your normal eyes can see, and it still looks pretty damn good. And you can get soft. The NVR actually. Is it NVR? Something unbends. I can't remember which. If it was NVR. I think the viewing app that you use can use the smartphone. I think it was a smartphone processor to unbend the images on the fly. But anyway, let's keep on going. Let's have a look at this. No, it's not an orb. I don't think it's dust either. The only thing I can say is if it's paranormal or radiation. That's all I can really say about it. I don't know. It's a shame that more didn't happen. Well, maybe it does. I didn't bother looking through all the footage. I just ain't got time. So we'll get there eventually. I'll get more time to check it. Maybe not every day, but every random day or whatever. Paste onto. I've got it set up for alerts at least. New image. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, it still looks like an alien there. Crazy. Yeah, it's looking angry. It's looking straight at the camera. It's looking. How dare he set up a camera? Okay. Where is it? Actually, I got the old camera still running there too. I forgot to check to see if it had anything on there, because that one always seemed to have the videos, the photos missing. You can see the pixelation now. I don't think you can do much with it, but it's just fun. So there you can get rid of the noise. Yeah, it still looks more like an alien. And more like the Predator hairdo now. It's got little bits hanging down. Yeah, that's not too bad. Don't expect to see any colours, you know. That's what we're on there, and it's got that range here. Looks like ultraviolet, doesn't it? That range. That looks like the red range here, which it is. There you go. And the ultraviolet range is the blue. That's really interesting. Still looks like big black eyes there. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. Maybe we'll catch something even more better to come yet. Mind you, we don't know what size aliens are though, do we? They could be little midgets. They could actually be flying around in little midget UFOs. Or it could be like another species, right? But the one I saw was definitely 3 foot big, and it had the just like Mr. Grey, the right size head and the really black eyes, just like that. Before I passed out. So yeah, I don't know. Is it because we're always looking at aliens that we see aliens? More than likely. But it does look like an alien. Anyway. Maybe I should save that. I should have actually done an improvement one, shouldn't I? Where it gets rid of the noise. It doesn't matter. We'll just save that. Actually, I might even try sharpening it. See what that does. What's going on here? Slow. Ping and title, that'll do. Okay, let's try photo. Sharpener. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this does for us. It's generating extra noise. It's not really changed it though, has it? Does look like it's got reflections in the eyes there though, doesn't it? Oh no guys, that's kind of weird. It really is. Looks just like this up here. Look. People said, oh, he's probably photoshopped that. And no, I haven't. In fact, there you go, like you can turn down the noise there. Man, that looks pretty damn good. Popping out in a portal. Miniature alien greys. Interesting stuff. So that was sharpener. Let's just save that one too. Never know. Could use it on an intro. Save. I suppose we move on to the next one. I was going to actually enhance that orb one that we had too at some stage. We don't seem to have many people joining us tonight, do we? Should be nice and good times. In fact, I think you all have left. Is it 0 people there? Oh well. On to the next topic then. And that was the first one. Upper directory. Good stuff. Okay. So yeah, I've got a few tabs to go through here. So what's doing the rounds at the moment? Right, first of all, recap on last week's one. Remember, last one I mean, I suppose it is almost a week. Maybe I was trying to search for that file. What was it now? Let's just refresh my mind. What was it? Right, that was the one with the what was it? Tocama Bay, with the birds landing into the water. If a bird's coming down straight like this, and it's coming down on that steep angle to dive into the water, then it's going to look like it's coming straight down, right? But there's the episode I was trying to search last week for, where we analysed it when it came out. That's how old it is, guys. Where's the date on it? There, October the 4th, 2020. That's how old it is, you know. It's a couple of years old now. And yet we got third phase of the moon putting up as something new. So I'll just post that there. The Tocama Bay UAPs. Birds. Alright. We lost everybody, I think. We're interested in the ghost alien head. Let me see. Okay, this is where I said that Charles was on with us. He was really, really good. I don't know what happened with Charles. We made a good little team here, and he just turned on me. It's just sad, really. I was pretty sure he enjoyed debunking.
I'll just make it bigger, and you can see it's filmed the wrong direction, which doesn't help.
Because like a dumbass, I said the same fucking thing. But as you watch the video...
Okay, so straight away, I don't think it's garbage or Milo balloon because...
It's that old. I've got that double cursor bug back then, which I don't suffer from now.
Because it seems to be in a current. It could be in a current. I suppose it could be garbage. It's hot air.
But birds fly around and flap occasionally in hot thermals, right?
Coming up here, so it could be in a vortex where it's spinning around. But it's more likely also to be seagulls that are on a thermal. Or possibly even ducks or something like that. So keep on watching.
Video you...
So you can see, even back then, straight away I said it was birds.
I'm gonna realize that this is totally impossible. There's nothing on Earth like this thing. This is fucking incredible. So
So it flickers because the wings are expanding and the sun's reflecting off it. And it makes it big enough for the sensor to detect it. Yeah, and they're saying it's going invisible, but it's not. It's just the sensor can't see it. It's a bit like that Utah video with the falcon flapping its wings and going sideways. Looks like it disappears and then shows up again.
I'm gonna play the video just out how I saw it.
So it does look a bit reflective there, but it might be because it's really sunny. And the camera, if you look at here, this building here is quite overexposed, so it's probably going to amp up the white bird as well.
And then we'll enhance it and zoom in and all that good shit and show you all the cool shit that's going on here.
Yeah, so that's UFO proof. The gutter mouth. So sorry about that.
But this is an incredible video. I mean,
That's flapping.
on the...
there you go. Charles is dripping in here. He's saying it's flapping. I say it's flapping too.
surface at the beginning,
It does look like it's flapping there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I can see why you could be misled that it's actually a piece of mylar balloon that's spinning around because it's reflected one side and it's not. But the video is so poor. But I still think it could be a bird flapping.
Looks like, oh, it's a mylar balloon. It's a piece of trash floating in the wind, something like that. And
so where's it gone?
Until the video progresses, then you realize,
see the video,
fucking
the camera,
impossible. Now
the camera's lost sync on it. You see, which means if it's a mylar balloon, it should be a bit more reflective than a bird. So why is it lost sync on it?
Before we get too far into the video, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Swabek for sending me
Okay, so where we go?
the link to this video.
Now, if you're careful, you can see other white objects, which I believe are also the same kind of bird. So just keep an eye on that too.
And I just want to remind everybody, if you come across a good UFO video, send it my way. It doesn't matter if you filmed it or not. If you see a good one online that feels like it should be shared around more, send it to me, alright? My boy Swabek sends me videos.
So you had to zoom in just to pick up something here. Hang on, let me just get some more CPU here. Minimize that.
That looks like definitely flapping to me. Flapping wings.
Yeah, they look like flapping wings, yep. And of course, if the wings go up and more white, they're going to reflect more sun back at the camera. When they go down, they fade away again, and so you end up with that flickering.
All the fucking time, And today
Okay, so there's some blackbirds here. You can see some blackbirds are flying.
he scored a fucking awesome one.
So this looks like a bird that's landed on the water and it's swimming around now.
So this object just went from the air.
Alright, so that's a slight recap there. And we had like 5 watching then, did we? Yeah, it was in the video, but yeah, you can skim on it here. And then we start looking at what sort of birds are in the area. That was quite a good quick debunk we did there. And then we found this one here of birds on the water, right? And is that close to... let's just check it out. Puget Sound, was it? Yeah. I looked up in the map to see
Someone that
where
lives
it
there
was.
would know. Properly, not just telling you it's too. Look.
I'll just get that video up.
That
We
was
did-
the same in the video.
There we go.
Yep, see that, boys.
There you go. That's the type of bird that they're filming. Pelicans. That's at in the bay there.
Stuff it. That's it.
Them ones are all white.
Yeah. So if you want to.
So you can go and watch that one. But I did actually manage to find it, and I think the search word was. I didn't spot it last time, but it was actually on the screen. But if I read underwater UFO, and that's what it's called, right? Does it say here? UFO enters water. So if I put that in, I would have found it straight away. But there you go. Always good to refer back to your old debunks. So, what was this one? Next one. GUFON. Okay, so this is what Third Phase, GUFON, and Doc Skinner had to say about it. Clueless to start with, anyway. Then I'm pretty sure that Doc Skinner watches my stuff anyway. He knew that I had debunked it years ago.
It goes. There's something comes from the right and the left, and
Did it just go into the
Alien
water
Addict
again?
said he thinks it might be a reflection of it. But watch, you're gonna see it come out from under this walkway and then go this way and disappear. Then something else comes out over here and disappears. This might be a bird. Watch.
I know. That's what I'm
Flying
thinking.
again.
Again,
Wow.
so that shit
Wow,
straight
that's
up.
pretty interesting. It just dive deep underneath the
Yeah,
surface
we've
of
got to that on, and you can see the flapping wings as it's trying to get up speed and lift, right?
the water, and then immediately after
Weird.
that
Okay,
went up
I have a
horizontally.
See,
theory.
you can see it's a bird. You just have to watch some of my homegrown bird videos to see that's what you see quite often on cameras. You can see how bad footage it is, you know. Filled portrait on a really old smartphone. 2 years ago, you'd expect people to be able to do better footage than this, right? That's just terrible. It's out of focus. Typical UFO crappy video. Anyway, what did they say? Eventually, Doc Skinner says, "Oh, yeah, it's a bird."
I have a theory.
Camera's coming on.
All
Here's
right.
a theory.
Oh wait, hold on.
That's all right. That's all right.
Let me put my. There we go.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm thinking swans, aquatic birds living.
Yeah, I think I might have said swans, but then I said, nah, not in America. Let's go with pelicans.
In this old look like a
Gabba, you're still with us. GUFON is amazing. Wait till you get to the other stuff I'm going to play.
rusted out factory plates, and the main object could be a predator bird because when it comes by, the others go the other direction.
Nah, they're all pretty much the same birds. Some are fishing, and some are just flying, and some are just swimming underwater. You know, but yeah, when he comes on here, he talks. These guys are hypocrites. They really are. Let's just scroll it back a bit. When does he get on? He talks about everybody hates Doc Skinner, but he works with Third Phase. So what's he expect? Whereabouts did he talk about it? Let me just find the right spot. Right about here. Just want to have a listen to this. I just think it's so funny and hypocritical. And he says they're not experts, right? As well, he repeats, we're not experts, so why attack us? Well, you're creating disinformation. That's why people are attacking you. Okay, is it here?
Just here to undermine, let alone just the trolls by themselves. People don't realize how difficult it is what we do. The stuff that we have to put up with. And by the powers that be, or just by, people are just jerks who are probably suffering from cognitive dissonance because they don't want to believe any of this. They think we're just crazy. But yeah, it's gotten crazy in the past 2 years. A lot of infighting, I've noticed. I try to stay out of it. I try to stay chirpy as much as possible, but like everybody else, I get pissed off too. So, but it has been crazy, and you and I and Third Phase of Moon, Dark Hour, Apollo, everybody, we've got to just keep going. Just like you said, the Cousins brothers, I've learned the same thing from them. You just got to keep going. If you got haters, you're doing something right. So.
That means I got lots of haters.
I'm more expressive than most people, but even when I'm not, and I'm using proper language, I still get the same exact hate from the same group of people. It doesn't matter what I say at this point. It will be twisted and turned into the narrative they want. Are you finding out that you're having the same issue?
With haters, yeah.
Well, because you're generally...
Oh, hang on. So isn't that sort of hypocritical, double standards and laughable? It really is so funny. GUFON's never apologized to me about all the lies he said about me, and he's saying that people are talking lies about him and twisting things. Well, that's exactly what he does. He's a jerk. What are you saying? Let me just catch up on the side. Hey, Sugar, I thought you might have left us. I'm into UFO stuff now. UFO, what did I say? GUFON, Third Phase of the Moon. Doc Skinner, they're all hypocrites, as far as I'm concerned, and liars. And they wonder why people hate them. There's Goofball. Yeah, I watch him so I can debunk the noise. He's now part of the collective group of biggest noisemakers, as far as I'm concerned. He gets some things right, but most of the time, like you said, he's a bit of a goof. Good name. Shogun, right ring. Nope, I'm straight down the middle, mate. I've never voted left or right in the last 20 years. So I don't know how you can say I'm right. I'm just truth. I'm for the truth, mate. And that's why I debunk all the lies that have been pushed on MSN. So yeah, no, I've always been doing that. The hate towards Trump is just absolutely out of control and totally wrong. But anyway, I'm not about the politics, I'm about the truth. And there's still lots of lies coming out. He says things that upset Third Phase, and then he has to apologise. Not just Third Phase. He upset, remember, he said last week or last time, he said, who was it now? Was it Dr. J Radio? No, he has upset him, though, I'm pretty sure. What was that guy's name? Alex? No, the FBI guy, what's his name? But anyway, he upset him, and he did a backtrack, remember? GUFON is a monkey. Yeah, so yeah, I just hate propaganda, like you say, but I always hate lies as well. And it's not being reported, the lies. And it's also double standards in politics, you know. FBI raiding Mr. T. Now, if they say he's got classified material, right, just to change subject a wee bit, then why have they let Mrs. Clinton get away with all her so-called secret server? You see the double standards. So if they take down Mr. T, then they've got to take down all of them after that point. I think it's going to be a nothing burger. The president can declassify anything he wants to, and he's not the one that packed up his office, right? That would be like if I got helpers to help me pack things, I wouldn't know what was going into boxes. So that's all the talk at the moment. Not UFO stuff, it's always what's going on in the news. And the UFO stuff has sort of got left behind. I know Tucker did actually present stuff like he usually does with these talking heads. But I think there's something coming out. Can't remember what it was now. Something new coming out. But anyway. So yeah, it's a bit hypocritical what they're saying here. But anyway, that's definitely Birds, that video. The next one. Let's see. I think that might be the German one. So let's go through this one.
You see when it pops up.
Okay, so this is what came out originally. And more information come to light on it.
Bigger explosion when I looked at it. Interesting, but... Alright, let's look at this video. This comes from third phase of moon.
Who else?
And... Is this third phases? Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, GUFON's definitely... GUFON's definitely full right-wing. I am in favour of what Trump's done, because a lot of people don't know all the good things he's done. And I've been following the good and bad of Trump. You know, he did some bad stuff with asbestos, you know. It got banned in New Zealand because it killed so many people, but they still use it for fireproofing in buildings. And having been in real estate, sort of having to use some other alternative product is probably going to cost buildings more. So it sort of was some bias there in his opinion. And also, people took into town on allowing game hunting trophies, right? But when I heard the counter arguments on that made perfect sense too. That they have to kill off a certain amount of animals in their reserves, else they can't feed it, or it gets out of control. So they have hunters go in there that charge them a hell of a lot of money to do it. And that money helps them protect the reserve, because they can use that money on other animals and healthcare and all that sort of stuff. So I think, you know, once you hear the full details rather than often one-sided stuff on Twitter, then it sort of makes sense, you know. You think, oh yeah, it's all for the greater good, and you always got to have that middle ground, right, where you can see the bad side of it, but then you can now see the good side of it, and it balances out. What you don't want is all one-sided stuff, right, where people are doing things to profit from it, like online and ufology. So ufology is like a politics system, right? And it's got GUFON here is very pro-Trump, and he's American, so it's probably he's got to pick a side, right? And then you got majority of the ufology are all left liberal type people that don't like the other side, right? So there's always that infighting. But you got to be watching out. You got to be not biased in your view and actually listen to a whole group of people. I listen to people that are anti-Trump as well as pro-Trump, and a lot of them are saying the same thing, which is kind of interesting at the moment. They see that the FBI raid, if they can do that, then they can raid anyone in the USA, and then they got the IRS, which again 87,000 more people. And what they're going to use those people for, it won't be hunting down super elite rich that not paying their taxes. It's going to be after the middle class people in America and hound small businesses to death, make sure they pay every dollar, but most of them will have accountants just like Trump, But anyway, since we sort of got down the political right-wing stuff, it's quite funny here. Oh yeah, I've got Mick West to talk about too. GUFON's attacking me on Twitter over my counterclaims on stuff being said on Trump. Trump caused inflation, which is 8 billion. And so I looked up the stats site and tried to get all the figures and things and see if that was actually true. It is actually true here. It actually added 8 billion onto the debt. So I saw that Biden at the moment has only been a year or so in office, and he's already made 2 trillion in debt. So that's one quarter of his term, right? So multiply it by 4, comes out to 8 trillion as well if you keep going on that current rate. So it could actually be a lot more money that Biden's going to add on to the deficit. So yeah. So I posted up a reply and I got this back from GUFON, and he's attacking me thinking that I'm a Biden supporter. Which is crazy because he didn't read the comment properly. I said, it's not on this comment, but I said wrong, and this is the information I found. And of course, Trump's was actually his one was he had to pay out a lot of payouts for the COVID stuff, so he paid out trillions of dollars there, and also medical supplies and all that. So all that added on to the debt. So it basically the COVID took it out of control in America, and it did it in New Zealand too, right? But the government gave out handouts to businesses and stuff, paid back some of the taxes, and this has sort of bounced back again in New Zealand, which is good. But yeah, you can see here he's attacking me. You are always wrong. You love showing off how little you know about people, life and ufology. This is why we father Biden. This is why we... I missed the line. This is why we will not get disclosure, is what I said, because all this infighting in America in the government. They're too busy trying to outdo each other and compare figures with figures and find dirt that we're never going to get UFO disclosure. It's like a distraction, I think. Too much dirt, I said. Yeah, on your father Biden, he said here. He's crazy. Now I know why you are messed up. See, he didn't read my stuff at all. Having a brother like Hunter would be confusing with him liking girls. So what's he trying to say, that I'm a homo? Which I'm not. Definitely not a gay person. But I'm not anti-gay or gay-phobic like he is. But yeah. So yeah. He's attacking me on Twitter on politics. It's funny that you should bring that up, actually. And we got Mick West too to look at. So we got a few GUFONs to go over here. But yeah, everybody attacks me, or they just don't listen. And it's just like going around in circles all the time. It's just quite annoying, really. Yep, New Zealand's the Labour government, which is pro-Biden, has given a lot of money away, and they waste a lot of money too, and yet they hassle all the wrong people. It's just like any other country. They always hassle the ones that have no money, and they have to get support. It's always the same. Cut them back, make them work for the dole, and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just nonsense. It's like they tried to drag me off sickness benefit and expect me to do part-time work again with a bad back, which doesn't compound the problem, and bad eyes, right? I can't, you know how bad my eyes can be. So yeah, the proof is actually on my live stream. You know, I'm not faking anything.
Talk about that guy with the 5 UFO sightings. I forgot about that guy. All right.
What's he doing?
All right, I think this is it. Yeah, here it is. Oh, this is from Into Thin Air.
It would be really funny if he spat out his false teeth, wouldn't it?
I see. On third phase of moon. Oh, interesting. All right.
Okay, this is how this particular video from Germany, I think it was on a news report, has just consumed the whole web, and it's just as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. It's fairly obvious.
Right. Here we go. Not bad. All right, 3, 2, and gush.
Going over incredible UFO videos.
This one looks great, by the way.
So take a look at this.
We're going to Germany today. We're checking out a UFO sighting that was seen today on Twitter.
So who's this Into Thin Air guy? Should he be added to the always keep an eye on list? Maybe.
Making its rounds on the internet as well. Now, to set the stage for you, it seems...
Okay, so here's the German media, and where he's pointing the arrow, this is where the object appears. So we're just assuming.
Seems as though the German news is
Okay, so
viewing some sort
it seems to fade away.
of helicopter pilots as they're doing test.
Okay, so straight away it looked to me like something crawling on the camera lens. This is what I thought when I first saw it.
Runs. I don't know if this is medical or some sort of military stuff, but either way, this is fair use for education, and we're going to dissect.
Yeah, they always wrote about copyright.
This crazy video. Now there are a few.
You can see the legs on it, I think, even if you look carefully. It's really blurry, but wait till you see the original footage. It's just like night and day.
In this
and then it disappears, sort of. Looks like it takes off. It lands on the lens and then flies off.
Video that make me
so I thought...
wonder whether or not...
Did they try to edit it out, the video, before they broadcast it? And did a bad job of it. It was my first thinking of the fade out thing. But maybe not.
This was some sort of CGI or not.
We know that TV transmission suffers quite occasionally video corruption, right? Where you lose the iframe, the mother frame, right? And then it maps all the motion after that point. And if you lose the mother frame, then it goes all crazy. So I just wonder if that's what's happened here, because he's pretty stationary there and only moving his mouth. And the bug is the one that's sort of moving really fast.
But I want
you... Okay, so... What type of bug, I don't know. Could be a bee or wasp. Landed on the lens. Could be an ant. A large ant, that would be, though. But they do grow that big in Australia, don't they, Gabba? Could be a beetle. You can see the round body here, right? So it doesn't take too much of an IQ to analyze this properly, to see that's like 2 parts a head and the body of an insect, right?
Guys,
and I think it looks like a bee now, doesn't it? It looks like legs or blurry legs there.
Side as well, and pretty much all the information I got from this video was what was offered on Twitter. It was under the hashtag UFO sightings. I usually check that daily, and this one just stuck out to me. It looks like a legit news clip from Germany. There are some comments on it that I had to translate because most, if not...
Okay, so how much do we play of this one?
All of them that are on Twitter right now are in German. So this is a fairly new video. I'm not sure what day it was taken or exactly what part of Germany. I'm sure that info is out there somewhere. But watch how this thing almost materializes or seems like it's behind a cloud as it enters the screen and then shoots over his head towards the left and back into the cloud. Now I'm going to throw out my...
See, I'm kind of thinking that's not been tampered with, but that's a camera artifact. Shogun. Oh, you got bad eyes. Yeah, I've said that many times though. I've got an immune system problem where my immune system's overactive and actually attacks the cells in my eyes and creates debris and creates little threads and beads of floaters. And on bright light it can actually deflect off these little floaters and strings in the eye. So at the moment I'm taking these immune pills that make me sick, but it keeps my eyes fairly good until they can operate on the cataracts, which is another problem. Everybody gets cataracts as you get older. So yeah, that's why you see me zoom in a lot and misread some words occasionally. So let's have a look what GUFON's going to say about this one, where it was out. When was that? A few days ago. More information has come out in better video, of course. Not that you get it from Third Phase. Dislike this one. Garbage. Okay.
My only concern for this video, and that is just as this UFO, or whatever this object is, enters the screen and we first begin to see it, it looks as if...
Now you see it looks like a bug. It's so obvious, you know. Apparently they're meant to be on a military base with helicopters. So I thought, oh, could it be one of those helicopters, what they call those ones that look shaped like a banana? I thought maybe that was come into frame and went into the clouds, but then that didn't look quite right, and I thought, oh yeah, it's got to have some video compression problems. What is those helicopters with the two blades? You got heli with two blades. What's it called again? This one here, what's these ones called? A Boeing CH-41 Chinook, that's the word I was looking for. So I thought maybe it could be a Chinook. But wouldn't you hear it that far up? So I thought, nah, it's got to be a bug. So you put it on the list anyway, as a possibility. Bug, UFO, small planes and all that sort of stuff on the list. And then you go through it. Artifacts. So yeah, what do you guys think on that one? Did you know that it was a bug before I started showing it? What's your feeling on it yourself?
If the clouds are morphing in a way that could be taken as a CGI effect. It's almost as if a mask was put in place just before this object was entered into the video, but at the same time...
Yeah, so they're saying the masking, but I think you'd be sacked if you did this as a CGI project on a news channel to get rid of it, because you didn't do a really good job of it, right? I just think it's just got corrupted in transmission, and we'd have to see the original cameraman source, which we're probably not ever going to see, right?
And this could just be the clouds morphing or changing just before the object...
You can see the hair vanishes, but that could also be rolling shutter, right? So he's moving, the wind moves it slightly forward as he's talking, and the rolling shutters going this way, because even TV cameras suffer from the same problems, unless it's a CCD, which is unlikely. Most cameras are CMOS now. So if the wind blows it this way while the rolling shutters coming this way, it can actually disappear. So I'm not sure if you can see that.
It makes itself known. So
but yeah, just keep watching. It looks like half a hair now, I think.
I'm not saying one way or another.
So you can see it's got more
I'm just
to
going
it.
based on what I've seen in the past in some CGI videos. But again, it's rare to get these news clips that seem pretty
Okay, let's see.
legit
You see that hair on his head.
because everything else
Seems to go in
about
half.
this video is very intriguing.
So let's skim on a wee bit, as it's going to get boring. Here we go. Deer in headlights.
I think most likely this is a fake, but I can't prove it is, because if I'm going to say it's a fake, and I can't say 100%. None of us can, because we have never seen a
CGI could be on the list, but it's highly unlikely.
UFO come out of a portal or a recorded one.
Yeah,
and if they look like this and they displace time and space on this side of the reality that they're coming from, well, maybe it does spread out the clouds for a second and they go back.
So to me, that's just utter bullshit, and it's just guessing, right? And just making up a story, because that's where you get subs from.
We don't know how bending of time space works.
It's repeating the old time space garbage.
How it looks. But I'm going to go with my gut, because there's some other reasons why it looks silly fake to me. Just the overall essence of it, something seems off, especially when it goes into the clouds over here.
So you'd expect someone that's been doing this longer than me that he'd know about MPEG compression problems in TV transmission, but obviously not. So there'd be like a main frame here before the insect shows up. Then the insect shows up, and then the compression algorithm will say, hang on, all this is not changed. This portion over here is changed, so that makes a little rectangle around it, and it compresses just that part of information. And then it moves, and then it compares it to the unchanged frame and the previous frame, and then sees it's moved, and then cuts around it, but like I was doing with the other video picture before. And it compresses. That's how it compresses down. That's how it works. Part of the compression, anyway. So it's got some intelligence, and that's why you get artifacts as well, because compression always can mess up. Especially with small movements on cameras and stuff. So yeah, if it loses like I-frame, the key frame, right, and then it has a B frame, is it B frame? And A frame. And then it gets a new I-frame after that, eventually. So if it gets corrupted, then it carries on and becomes perfect again. You've obviously seen it on your TVs, digital TV from time to time, with Storm or whatever, unless you got fiber TV, which gets around that. So yeah, we've talked about MP4 container having what's called AVC 264 or 265 compression, and how it works. I think it's under my playlist for camera artifacts. So yeah, he's saying it's a portal. It could be UFO, but it's most likely CGI. So back then, that's what he's saying. Then moving on, here comes a German guy that's analysing it, and one of the better footages I've seen actually. And the German guy even says it's a bug, which is quite interesting.
Bin ganz froh, dass ich nicht drauf bin auf dem Foto.
Okay. So I think there's more in the video here, which is kind of interesting. So the other one, someone may have recorded off their TV where it got all corrupted, and this is actually another copy, which is a lot better. where we can see more of the insect moving. So let's keep on.
Ja, es hätte mich wahrscheinlich irgendjemand angerufen. Aber ist ja egal. Auf jeden Fall sehen wir hier ja, das Original-Footage und dieses Tierchen, das auf der Linse der Kamera rumeiert. Und das ist natürlich schlecht. Ja, die Moderatorin.
How come it's not playing it with the subtitles though?
Erklärt ja auch, naja, also wenn du das jetzt die ganze Zeit im Blickfeld hast, dann kriegst du eigentlich vom Bericht nichts mehr mit, ne, weil du die ganze Zeit auf das Ding da guckst. Und
does it translate it? No. What we need is closed caption translation, really. I'm not sure if you can do that.
Du dich fragst, was das da ist. Und ja, das stimmt. Das heißt also, man hat versucht, größtenteils...
Okay, so was it before or after that? Let's go back again.
Dass die ARD dann gesagt hat, ey Leute, da müssen wir, also wir müssen zumindest irgendwas dazu sagen, ne, weil da haben ja etliche Leute E-Mails hingeschrieben und Mythenakte zum Beispiel ist da unten. Ich bin ganz froh, dass ich nicht drauf bin.
See there, you can see a lot more of the footage now, and you can see how the insect was walking on the lens, right? It's so obvious. And you can even see the legs on
Auf dem Foto.
Better.
Ja, das da ist und ja, das da ist und ja, Fotos machst oder sonst irgendwas und vor allem natürlich vorher blöd, ne? Also mach mal raus, kommen wir sie mit der Linse. Ne? Ja, hab ich übersehen.
So what is that? Type of wasp or bee? It looks like a wasp, doesn't it? Or a beetle? I don't know. Kind of horrible looking. Looks like my alien photograph with the orb thing.
Ja, so ist es. Und was war es jetzt? Das ist ja die große Frage. Da haben ja dann auch manche gerätselt. Ich kann euch ziemlich genau sagen, was es ist. Es ist ein sogenanntes Gewittertierchen. Das sind Fransenflügler, sind 1 bis 3 Millimeter groß. Bei mir sitzen sie immer in der Sitzecke auf dem Balkon, ja, immer vor dem Gewitter. Warum? Diese Fransenflügler sind ein bisschen fluguntauglich. Die können selber ja schon ein bisschen fliegen, aber nicht so optimal. Und dann machen die das folgendermaßen. Das heißt also bei bestimmten Wettersituationen, wenn bei einem Gewitter Windböen entstehen.
Yeah, so I'm only getting so many words on that. It's been a long time since I've been in Germany. But, yeah, I think he's nailed it, this guy. He would know what type of bugs are in the area. What's he got here? Camera lens.
Aber der Bildfehler hier, ja, bei Perseverance, beim...
So. Alright, a bug on the lens, is it?
Gut, wenn du jetzt zum Beispiel Fotos machst, so wie ich, und dann irgendwo einen Dreck auf dem Sensor hast, dann stempelst du das halt raus, ne? Logischerweise. Aber die NASA veröffentlicht die Bilder unbearbeitet. Teilweise. Na, also eigentlich, nein, das stimmt nicht. Alle Bilder werden unbearbeitet veröffentlicht.
Okay, this is moving on. I thought there was a bit of footage of it moving again, but maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe I skimmed past it.
Viele Grüße an die ARD. Fand ich auch witzig, dass er das...
So, I don't think I saw it disappear in his hairline there, though. Let's have a look again. So that faded away on the other one. So it had to be some sort of transmission error.
Was es ist ein so wie vorher die Linse kontrollieren, aber in dem Fall konnte man nichts finden. Aber
unless aliens are flying around in bug UFOs, which is a possibility, especially if they're small, like on my security camera at the very beginning, right? Who knows? It's a possibility, I guess. But yeah, fantasy again.
No da ist. Und ja, das stimmt.
Whereabouts was it? I want to see it round his head. See, I can't find it with the thumbnails. It's hopeless, isn't it? Here we go. Somewhere there. But is it going to show us? No, look, it's way past the head at the moment. So it's faded. And then what happened there? Suddenly got big.
Und
So I think he's done some editing here.
Mythenakte zum Beispiel ist da unten. Ich bin ganz froh, dass ich nicht drauf bin auf dem Foto.
Yeah, he must have zoomed in. But I didn't see any corruption on that version. And he isn't focused on the hair at all. I'll let you have a watch of it on your screens. I'll post a link to that one. And see what you think. The German debunker. I don't know. For TV bug. Oskin's razor, right? Always go with the simplest explanation is always the correct one. One with the least assumptions. So, what was this one? Best alien encounter. I can't remember, so we have to play that one probably.
Video was given to you.
Oh, right, he's still talking about it. Oh, he's loud, isn't he? Has he gone back to StreamYards? Because he's got louder again. Before he's really quiet. Let's just bring it back down. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm mucking around with the virtual mixer. And let's drag it back a bit. I think there are some other ones on here we could debunk as well.
3:30. No? God, come on.
He doesn't know what he's doing. See, this looks definitely the newer video, doesn't
Hallo,
it?
meine lieben Freunde meines
There we go.
Kanals.
So, I didn't actually see that on the other video, so it must be there somewhere. So, it is near the here.
Okay, so
But that definitely looks like a lot clearer, like a bug, right?
I said this. This is my argument. And I asked them, if this video that we see here
Ja,
was from a group of documentary makers and they sent the video in, would you think it was a hoax? And they said, well, more
No.
likely than the news station, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's not what I said. Would you say that that was a hoax?
No.
Possibly. And I'm like, so the answer is yes. I would think it was a hoax if it came from anybody but the news. Why are we so quick to dismiss something that if it looks like a duck, it acts like a duck? Well, my God, it's got to be a hoax. So if this video was given to you by two guys making a documentary, most likely you would say it was a hoax. But because the news had it during a live broadcast in Germany, you think there's no way they could hoax that. Well, how can they? Rich? Then what you're saying is that they used augmented reality during their broadcast. Maybe they did.
It's an idiot. It really is. Why would they want to emulate a bug and ruin their interview?
Did anybody do that research? Because I didn't. I was just wondering if anybody did before I do it. No, nobody has. Nobody can get the original footage. Like, we can't walk in there and have them hand us the reel or whatever. It won't happen. I want to see that video and see if there was something in it. Because, if you're going to say that's a bug or something in the sky, it looks very suspect to me. Very suspect. Why does everything move? You know what I mean?
I think you can see the legs on that one. I haven't even got it on 1080p here. Let's see. Let's up it. What's it on? It's only in 480, right? So let's put it up. And that should give us the best quality now. Right, can we see legs on it? He's got his cursor on it, right? Where the legs are.
There shouldn't be that.
Yeah, it's still a wee bit blue, but I can see like 6 legs each side there. Like you got coming down on angle. It's a bit hard to point to it while we're zoomed in so much, but
That much.
and it moves like it's walking.
Pixelated.
Okay, so there was some rolling shutter there. Half the body sort of disappeared.
Although this video is much clearer than the one we saw. Watch.
But you can see that little hair on top of his head there disappear now.
Hier ein Ausschnitt meines eigenen Videos.
See that? Gets shorter. They're saying that's a glitch in the CGI, but yeah, that's just MP4 compression.
Auch erklärt habe, dass hier verschiedene Masken.
Yeah, it's MP4 compression and maybe some camera artifact added in as well. Rolling shutter and slight movement.
Verwendet werden,
Also, you got blurriness due to slow shutter. So that's why you're not really going to get a really clear picture of this.
He just said there's some maybe.
See, it looks to me like part of the cloud has gone over top of the bug due to rolling shutter there. And that's why it looks like it's going into the clouds. And then we see later on it gets darker again.
Some masking going on. I
if
understand.
you lets it play, right?
See, this is a much clearer video than the one we saw from Twitter or wherever it came from.
So if you looked at that, you'd probably say, oh yeah, it does look like a UFO. But we can see up here it had definitely legs and two parts to it.
This actually looks interesting now. It looks like it could be a disc shape.
Also, das Aus...
Oh, there you go, look.
Zu blenden. Du nimmst also den Hintergrund eines anderen Frames oder den Hintergrund einer anderen Videosequenz und packst
So he's saying something about frames, missing frames or something.
den dann da drüber.
He's talking about how it looks like the hair's moving and that there's smudging going on.
Damit das, was du da hast, was du nicht da haben willst.
Anyway, I think we're done with that one. I just had to laugh at augmented reality, like the TV channel's gonna do a live UFO thing for ratings. I suppose it's possible, but yeah, why did I make it look like a bug and not a UFO? Oh, right, there was some other stuff after it too. It doesn't matter. We'll keep. We could come back to it anyway. Okay, Mick West next, I guess. He's put out this thing here. You know the one I did on Calvine. Was it Calvine? Yeah, Calvine, UK, Scotland. I mean, he's trying to compare it to a kite. And he hasn't got all the info because it's been locked up for another 54 years, was it? And the claim is from the Defense Department that there's too many personal information that would affect people still living. Well, I think in 20 years, this is going back, what year was it? Few years now, I think, because remember Nick Pope had it on the wall, and he's pretty old. Now let's have a look. Let's refresh our mind on it. Calvine, UK UFO. Let's see if I got it spelled right. So apparently there was 5 or 6 photos taken, and the 2 guys sent it straight to the newspaper, which is kind of a strange thing to do unless you're faking something. So I can see there's some suspicion. First thing you do is make sure you duplicate it, and you got backup copies, right? So they sent it to the newspaper. Apparently the newspaper then sent it straight on to the DOD in the UK, and they never saw the photos again. But I think they eventually someone had a copy in a desk drawer for 32 years, and it was pulled out, and the guy started talking about it on UK Rags, was it? Something like that, news channel, and he was holding up a picture of it. So yeah, I don't know if there's any really good pictures of it. Let's have a look at this one. Let's see, it probably say what I just said. Okay, is that the same place? I don't know. Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it? Calvine, Perthshire, Calvine. I'm sure it's Calvine, isn't it? There we go. Photo of Calvine UFO. So there's a fence here. Is it colour photo or black and white one? So that's a bit of a debate that Mick West has been saying too. It kind of looks like it could be like a black and white photo that's sort of aged, you know, where it's sort of gone that sort of browny colour because of the chemicals. Film's not really my expertise area though. But does that look like a kite to you? To me it looks like it's three-dimensional, and it's got a middle bit here definitely. And some were saying it was a banner plane. But that's meant to be a military Harrier jet in the background. They're the ones that lift up vertically, right? And if that's towing a banner, that would have to be a slack line right now because it's turning around. And you would expect to see that banner to deform quite a lot. And we haven't seen the other 5 photos, right? So I suppose a kite could be a possibility, but I would highly doubt it myself. It looks like almost like a 3D model. They could have faked it, but we haven't heard the full report. And why would they lock it up 54 years if it was a hoax, right? They'll simply release it, wouldn't they? Saying that it's been researched and it turned out that it was most likely a model. And I said at that time they were mucking around with these stealth blimps, right? And that's sort of meant to be in high atmosphere, may have suddenly come down due to a problem. And this might be one of the American stealth blimps, so it had to be covered up, right? So it's a black ops craft, most likely, but it could be UFO. You see the top here looks more rounded than pointy at the bottom. It doesn't fit your classical UFO though, not the flying disc with the top on it, right? This looks more like an airship to me. So, yeah, spud cam photograph. So all the other ones would add more information to it, see how it moved. But they said it was this floating, hovering. But they weren't put through lie detector tests as far as I know, but you never know, it might be in some of the documentation. So we still haven't got enough information here to debunk it. And Mick West has said it's a kite, most likely a kite. Yeah, I just don't agree. It's not even multiple colours like he's claiming. And there's the Harrier jet. That does look like a Harrier jet. Now let's do a search on it. I have covered this in more detail in the past. When it was first a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. But obviously it's doing the rounds again. Harrier, which are very common in the UK. So there you go, there's a Harrier jet. Vertically takes off. Oh. And then it rotates the engine exhaust backwards. Yeah, it's kind of clever, really. But yeah, does it look like a Harrier jet? So let's have a look at this one here. So you can see it's sort of got a big and then it tapers off. If you look at the picture, looks like it's on a bank. Looks like it's fatter at the front to mid section, and then it tapers off. Really bad footage, really, isn't it? But yeah, what year was that? I have to find out. We got some other pictures here. So it looks like this one here, doesn't it? Got a skinny tail, and it's got sort of a V-shaped fin. So that looks like a perfect match for what we're looking at. Go back to it again. There's that V-shaped tail. It's really skinny at the end. Oh. But we're down only to about 20 pixels there, isn't it? The thing with a photo, it would be equivalent to a 4K. So if they rescanned it in at the highest technology today, I bet we could see a lot more details than this really old brown out photograph, right? So interesting case, and I think it's a legit UFO, but not necessarily an alien craft, right? Well, that's my feeling on it. I think it's more likely one of these stealth blimps, because it does look like it's helium filled to me. And you can see either that's really close to it, and it's like that Japanese sighting of the mothership, right? Kind of reminds me like that. But how far away is that jet? Is it way in the background, or is it really close to it? It's hard to know. That's a problem with 2D, you know, we ain't got 3D. If we had another picture, a stereo picture, then we could actually see the distance away it is. But yeah, it kind of looks like a round top there to me, rather than a diamond shape. So it could be an alien craft. It does look kind of fatter on this end here though. So are we looking at the side of it here, or are we looking at the top of it? See, it could be some sort of jet. Looks like a nose cone, that end there, doesn't it? And it looks like a V-shaped craft, or maybe two craft that are joined together. And we might be looking top of a experimental craft, right? That's got it's like two jets joined together. Could it be early triangle craft experiment? Almost looks like if I can point to it. Let's see if I can get it. Almost looks like a cockpit there. That looks like the nose cone, and it looks like the wings folded back in. And why would there be a Harry jet there? That'd be like an escort plane, just keeping an eye on the experiment. And of course they're in a remote area, right? Let's bring it up on map. That's a really interesting case, I thought. And it's really annoying that they've locked the files on it for another 54 years. I'm going to be dead, so I won't know the answer. And everybody should be angry about it. Calvine, UK. Just do that. Then go maps. Let's see whereabouts it is. And you can see it's going to be in a remote area. Satellites. So what are we looking at? Hills? Is that the right place though? Don't think it's the right place. What's going on? Let me just check the search again. What's it got here? Calvine, UK. Looks like the right area. Okay. What's that blank there though? Something going on wrong here. So it's got to be the right area. What was the other name they said? Tay Forest Park. What was it now? Perth something. Perthshire? Perthshire. Can't see that name. What do you think? There's a lock there. What if we could do a roadside? I might be able to. I don't see... Oh, here we go. You have to go right down. So is it on a waterway there? A river? So we need to jump onto that road there. Okay, so let's give it a try. No, that's not going to allow us. Why won't it allow us? It comes up blue. That worked. Okay, it's a really foresty area. And which way was to the... What's that say there? Where's it disappear to? Would that be a really good place to do experiment? Farmland, if it looks... What is it? What's that on the side here? Some yellow flowers. Looks pretty flat there though, doesn't it? So where are we heading? Albert Cottage. There must be that there, is it? Let's go back out. So we've got all these paddocks with a row of trees. So, you know, it looks almost like a perfect area where there's hardly any houses and things where you do experiments. Well, UFOs would like to go there too, right? Farmland, pretty flat. And that looks more rocky over this way. So let's drop over there. Let's have a look. If we can, if it'll let us. Come on, you know where we want to go. There. Right. Where do I want to go? Ah, got it this time. Yeah, straight to a truck. And you can see now we've got the mountain ridge coming up. And is that a valley down there? Anyway, it looks like the perfect area for aliens as well as doing flight tests in case it crashes. It's not going to take out too many people. So, yeah, let's see. Revealed after 32 years, that's what I said 3 hours ago, so it's pretty new. You see it's circling around again. Okay, so apparently this is the poster that Nick Pope had behind him in the office. He was just the secretary, not someone in charge as he's been claiming. A picture from alleged UFO sighting. Perthshire, I should have named Perth. I didn't see that on the map though. David Clark, investigative journalist. So you should know that guy from Rob and mine combined UFO cases, right? And folklore specialist. I've been working on this and off for 13 years. Okay. This has been tiring. That's typical for UFO stuff, right? But the photo, incredible. It's been totally worth it. I don't know, the photo is a wee bit blurry. I've been in Pitlochry a few times. What was the story behind the sighting? Okay, I might as well recap it. The story goes that on August the 4th, 1990, so that's what, over 30 years ago. So the people that filmed it, they would have been in their 30s or 40s, right? So now they'll be in their 70s if not dead. And now they've classified it for another 54 years. So those guys are going to be gone. So they won't be on TV to do interviews. And the pilot would have been in the 30s. So that makes him 60 now. So why do another 50 years? That make him 110. So to me, it's really suspect. You know, this has got to be something to this. The pair had been working in a kitchen and wanted to take a walk after work. So did they fake it? 2 hill walkers. What were they, cooks? They arrived in Calvine and soon saw the diamond-shaped object floating quite low in the sky. So that almost sounds like a blimp to me. The men apparently hid in the bushes out of fear because they had never witnessed anything like it before, and they were not sure what they were watching. That's David, yep. Convinced they'd just seen a UFO, they took photos of what they were watching and sent them to Daily Record. I don't think they exist anymore, do they? But no story was ever printed, so that's really strange. Any newspaper would be flinging that off left, right and centre to make lots of traffic. The paper passed the pictures on to the Military of Defence, MOD. What did I say? DOD. Defence of, whatever, Department of Defence, I was thinking. Ministry of Defence, MOD. Following this, the photograph simply vanished. So, yeah, that makes it then not a kite, doesn't it? Why would you make vanish and not simply release a statement saying, oh yeah, that's just a kite that's they're faking? And most people just believe it, right, and just move on. So the photos vanish, which means it's got to be some sort of black ops experiment gone wrong, or aliens. So there's only 2 possibilities, really, why the photographs would go missing like that. I bet it was sent to America. The identities of the hill walkers remain a mystery, so we don't even know their names, and they may never be known. That's because they've been sealed for 50 years in a document. Straff Wilson, I did actually try to invite that guy onto my show, and he didn't show up, right? And he actually blocked me, which made no sense. This photo is the highlight in the UFO world. Okay. And there's that guy there. I think he might be a bit of a skeptic, actually. Paranormal investigator, so not actually a UFO. Paranormal guy. The work of Mr. Clark and his team needs applauded with a find. What a find, I mean. Need to be applauded for finding it. We may never find out what the object was, but it is exciting regardless. Okay, so that's it. That's all we got to go on. Recycled again. Unbelievable. What else was there? 1990. Freedom of Information. FOIA request reference CAS. Let's have a look at that one. Set cookies. Close. So we've got a reference number here. In October, the Scottish Sun reported the MOD files relating to the August 1990. So we already know all that. Question 1. Did MOD transfer this dossier to the National Archive? Was it just the dossier, or were supplement materials included? So it was 6 photos. Colour, it says here. Yeah, it looks like it's black and white, doesn't it? So that's kind of strange. Looks like a faded black and white. So is that a misprint? Are these files marked as classified or somehow FOIA exempt? Is it normal for files to be delayed 50 plus years? Question 5. The Scottish Sun's claim that you are actively withholding these files accurate? Yeah, so if we're going to answer all that, we understand this query. That sounds like a government department, doesn't it? But we can't answer you. A record which was transferred to us from the originating department. As noted on our catalogue, the full contents of DEFE blah 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 are closed until 1st of January 2076, so we're not going to be around. A redacted version of the file is open and available to download from our catalogue here. Redacted version. So it's probably all black, is it? Let's have a look. And you probably have to pay to download it. Sorry, you can't find that page. Great. Sign me up. National Archives. So it's disappeared. Sorry, you can't find it. So it's not available. Debunked. There are the 3 folios within this file. Relate to the incident in question, pages 35 to 37 of part 2. There are no photographs contained in the file. Normally they scan it in, right, and it's normally a horrible black and white version, or telefaxes, or what do they call it? Tele something or other. The file itself states that the original negatives were returned to the Scottish Daily Record. Yeah, when the men in black got their hands on it. These files marked as classified or somehow FOIA exempt. So what is the specific reason exception given? The redactions you will see in the open version, which is not available. Names and addresses of members of the public who were to wrote to the Ministry of Defence reporting UFO sightings, and also the names of the Ministry of Defence staff who investigated these reports. These details exempt from the release until Section 40 Personal Data of the FOIA Act. And when people are dead. And like Roswell, they can keep extending it. It's unusual for material exempt under Section 42 to be enclosed for a lifetime. which is assumed to be 100 years from subject's date of birth. Closure dates, therefore, are dependent on age of the individual. This is what I was saying, where details are given and duration of the closure could well be over 50 years. Yeah, so it's half 100, but still, the people are going to be old. They're going to be dead before long. So there's no reason to extend it that much. As explained above, the only closed information with this file is personal information. Yeah, but where is it? It doesn't, link doesn't work. That's it. National Archives. Further guidance can be found here, but not the actual document. Other document on personal information. Oh, okay, you can do your own research on that if you want to, but I'll post the link there. Net Archives. Maybe you can find a new link for it. Hey, it worked. I still think it's a fascinating case myself. And the way it's sort of panned out, I don't think it was a hoax. Because they debunked Billy Meyer stuff, right, for models and stuff. So why couldn't they do the same here? Let's have a look. Best places to visit. So it's talking about other things there in the district. Okay, I suppose that's it on the UFO. There's a few websites. Hourly weather. I did put UFO, didn't I? Oh no, that's the old search. Where's the original? So that was just a regular search that came up with the records. That's quite interesting. Not that one. That was on that one. UFO. So how many is here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're just repeating the same thing, but looks like 9, 10. Ufology.uk. So, Hacker News. 18 hours ago. And if they don't, how were they able to get these experimental craft? So what's that one? F-35 jets it's talking about here. So could it be two jets banking that fly, you know, how they do those aerobatics, and just happen to form a diamond shape when they snap the photograph? So maybe the guys that lying about it, and it could be just experimental jet flight with a Harry jet, just in case. If they crash, they could land it, I suppose, and rush people there or whatever. F-35 ended up being a pretty impressive jet. Let's have a look at that. Maybe Mick West didn't look into it long enough. F-35. Got some images for it banking. So you can see it doesn't sort of match the banking for a triangle. Unlike at F4 or something, you know. Let's do F4. I think it's F4. Not much of a plane person though. Oh, jet. Was it F4? No. F-14 maybe. Let's have a look. Here we go, that looks more like it. So 2 of those banking, with one going this way and the other one going this way. Could they then snap the photograph just at the right time? Let's have a look. It does look sort of... Look, it could be 2 jets passing each other, right? Banking. Now let's do a comparison, shall we? We'll just grab that and go from there and do an overlay. But that means they must have lied and thought they'd get a laugh at getting it published in a paper and getting paid for it, right? So it's a possibility. Where's my thing? Where has it gone to? Had some sort of ad on it. Oop, that's the wrong tab now. Yeah, let's select area. Cut. And if I got it open, no. Who's out there? Oh, Plex is here. Hey, Blue Chicken. It's about time I looked at the comments. Coming late, just to add German bug video. Their bugs are called thigh rips. So are they a beetle or are they a type of wasp? That's the question that we wanted. Blue Chicken, you're on late tonight. Yeah, this is the latest I've been. Because, who was it now? One of the regular people that watch here, who's not here tonight, said 11 AM or to 1 PM UK time was perfect for them. Not eye close. Okay. Blue Chicken. So how did I manage to miss you as I posted under the you? Okay. It's all caught up then. I just got home from work. Oh, okay. What is it? I did look at the times. It was like 7:30 AM Eastern. And 4:30 AM in the morning. So yeah, I wasn't sure whereabouts you were though. I can't remember your location. Was it America? Anyway, paste that one. Paste no image. Let's do an overlay. Can't. Have to drag and open it, don't I? Let me just have a look. Is that it? Or did I stuff it up? Oh no, I haven't finished saving it. It's got temp there. Oh, here it is. It's on the other window. Drag it across. Yeah, there it is. Save. Now it's there. Open. Okay, I haven't got much to work with. Bit more than my alien head one though. So they reckon it's colour photograph. Means there's not any blue sky then, it's all overcast, which is possible. So that could be the actual colour of the UFO then. It kind of looks silvery brown. But could it be two fighter jets passing each other? It does look like two cabins there though, doesn't it? It looks like a cabin. Nose cone. Painted black. This one here looks a bit blurry. Does look like it's got like a jet engine black bit there, and the wings folded back. So let's grab. So it does. It looks like it could be two halves there though too, doesn't it? Looks like it might connect to there. They may have just got the perfect shot of the planes passing each other. F2, F-14s. The question is, do they have F-14s back in 1909 as well? I better check that up before I carry on, I guess. Where's my webpage disappeared to? 14 jets first in UK. Okay, let's see what comes up. Oh. Tomcat, yeah, that's the one. Isn't that Tom Cruise's? Was it the same planes he was flying? I don't know. What UK? I was hoping for a quick answer. There you go, Afghanistan, 1990s to 2000. You want the year? 1970s, is it? The F-14 first hit the skies in 1970s. But was that in America or UK? I suppose it's got to be UK way before then too. They would have sold them to UK. Well, they would have had American space there too. So that sort of lines up. Ah, it is Tom Cruise. There you go. Yeah. See, my memory's not completely gone. Tomcat gained the capacity as a stopgap. 1970s. But yeah, that's talking about America though, isn't it? 19 Gulf War. Model planes. Might have to put something in quotes. The UK. There we go. RF F-14 Tomcat jets that never were. Now what's that on about? Really strange. See, that's got his wings forward, right? So it can bring it back here, form a perfect triangle. Faced with raising costs of the planned Tornado ADV, the British MOT looked at the F-14, F-15, F-16, concluded that only the Tomcat would meet Britain's defence needs. So, here we go. By the late 1970s, several nations had elevated the F-14 Tomcat, but none of these evaluations resulted in sale. Israel, Saudi Arabia and Japan considered the aircraft as an alternative to the F-15 Eagle, but all opted for the single-seat McDonnell Douglas fighter. With F-14 in widespread USA Navy service, so that's where Tom Cruise comes into it, and in the least limited Iranian service, the Grumman fighter story seemed likely to be a dull one. Okay, there's F4, 14. Still hasn't told what year it got adopted. A few have never been fewer, eh? Was how one newspaper summed up. Late 1970s, the UK was defended by less than 100 fighters. The British press actually seemed surprised. Still hasn't answered, though. This is a problem, you know, when you do life debunks and life research, there's a lot of damn reading. For a while, the rundown state of RAF was considered headline news, but eventually it sank into obscurity. Tornado ADV would be the service by 1982. By 1985, Tornado was still not in squadron service, only the US fighters ordered. So it could be this American base there, couldn't it? And they're doing some flyby showing off, right? So they took some pictures of it. But it's, the answer's going to be here somewhere. But I think we can say, yeah, definitely 70s, 80s, and 90s, going to be some there. Yeah, so we need one where it's banking with the wings down. If we got one where it's doing a flyby on the side, that's probably going to be a hard one to find. Yeah, I've got a problem. Houston. We want a picture. Oh, here we go. What's that one? That's not the same, is it? Sweden's JS 38. That kind of looks almost like Thunderbirdy. Okay. Come on. Oh, look. That would have been perfect if the wings were back. That's close. Still not fully back though, I don't think. There's got to be a picture here somewhere. Well, that's underneath. It doesn't look the same. Okay, I'm not sure. If we're going to find a matching image we can overlay. Unless these guys have found one. Post it on the side, especially if you're a moderator. Here we go. But that's that 38 one again. Damn. Got the wings open. Landed. See, that looks pretty good. See, it's got that black nose cone. Yeah, I might have to come back to it, I suppose. Here we go. It doesn't look like it's the same one. It's not. Yeah, that's what we want, but it's not the right angle. What's that one? See, that looks very close to that picture. So why hasn't got a black nose cone? F14 Tomcat. That one's not too bad. Can we use that? Or has it been cropped? Been cropped, isn't it? Here we go. Oh no, it's not the same one. SU57 looks very much like the F14 though. Copycats. Okay. Not the one. Here we go. It's got the wings wrong. This is half the problem. Finding images to overlay. That's it. I don't think I missed any. F14 jet from top. Let's see if that comes up. No. There's one here maybe. That's close, but it's got cropped a wee bit. They clearly work with that though. Let's have a look. Same one down there. Is that the right one? Tomcat. Top Gun. That's as good as we're going to get, I think. Okay, let's try this. And see if there's a possibility. The nose cone is not the right colour. Okay. I've got a feeling that the plane might actually be wider than this thing. So it could be other jets though. Experimental jet of some kind. Did it save? Where'd it go to? I just say okay, didn't I? That's strange. Oh, here it's finally showed up. Is that the one? Yep. Okay. Let's drag it. Layer. Bit big in it. Damn. Try again. Open. Scale it down. What's it set to here? Try 500. Might be too small. Select all. Copy. And paste. See, that kind of matches the camouflage you're using though. Grey, green and brown, right? And it looks like it's patchy, so it looks like planes. Has Paul solved the mystery? AA, probably. Paste the layer. Okay. How close is it going to match? It's not quite the right size. Pushing the wrong key. Got to keep aspect ratio. There we go. It's not quite the right angle either. Looks like it's pretty close though. Pushing the wrong thing again. There we go, that's better. Let's edit some of that. Has Paul debunked Mick's Kite for it by doing a proper job of analysing it instead of just tossing it out? Okay, so need the magic wand. Yeah, but if I do that, it's going to lose the masking. Are we going to lose some? That's pretty good. Okay. That's going to mess up now. This program always messes up. You'd think it'd keep the handles and everything, but it doesn't. So if I say deselect and go move. No. Oh yeah, the handles look, they're going way out here. That's still a bug. Kind of fits up though, doesn't it? It's not too bad. You can't see the wing because it's white. It's the wrong colour really. Let's play around with that. Colour. Use curves, I think. Darken it. It's sort of fitting. Let's try colour. Colour. Flip. Way. I can't get brown. Give us brown. It's not too bad. Don't like it. Let's try something different. Okay, what can we use? Color mixer. So many options here. Which works best? Color mix. Color, what's that one? Matrix mixer. Why does it look so crap again? What did I do wrong? Screwed up now, have I? Undo. See, we've got the mask, but what did I do wrong? Pete. I sort of lost it. Damn. What did I do? Deselect. Okay, we got it back. So Adjust color mixer. Pictures brown. Yeah, I think that's just the color they use for camouflage, right? Oh, is it not working? What's going on here? CPU messing up, is it? Get rid of the blues. Reds, more brown. Yeah, it's not working very well. Don't seem to be doing anything. Shadows. What's that one? Midtones. Okay, that's not working very well. What else we got? Color balance. Okay, we've got the 3 primary colors, is it? No. It's not working very well either. See that line down here though, if you compare it to this one over here. So it's got that same sort of, that looks like the cabin, that looks like the backbone. I reckon it's 2 planes back to back. Let's try something else for the colour. What else can we try? Brightness, contrast, channel mixer. What's that give us? Oh, lots of scary options there. Green, red. Oh, looks like some bits I've left behind too. Purple, green. We need an AI add-on. So you can say, okay, paint.net, give us the brown tones. That's probably a way to do it. I've still got lots to learn on this package. Yeah, the CPU's plugging like hell too. Need a faster computer, so that's my next project. Save that for one. Color matrix. That sounds scary. Oh, how's that work? What the hell? So I don't know what that's for. Anyway, let's just keep it grey then. You can't quite see that ring very well though. Let's try brightness. Darken it. That's a bit better, isn't it? We'll do that. And so copy. Come on, up there, up there. Copy. And paste new layer. We got 3 now? Yep. Okay, I need to flip that one. Layer. Flip horizontal. Slightly out of alignment. Where's the handles? This always happens. Rotate handle, where's it gone? What do you reckon, guys? Hey? I think I might be onto the right answer here. Not sure if those wings are fully closed, whether they can go back a bit more or not. But there you're getting that round shape here. And it's all more round at the bottom rather than pointy though. Perhaps I haven't got quite the size right. But it's a pretty close one, I reckon. That looks like a UFO. Alright, it's 2 fighter jets banking. It has to be. There you go. I bet no one else has come up with that theory before, but there you go. Save as. Now let's compare it to Mick's kite, shall we? We'll look up the kite and overlay it. Looks like I'm going to run out of time to cover stuff tonight, but that's alright. What's the time now? We've been going, what, 3 hours, is it? Unbelievable. Mind you, I am getting a bit sore here. Damn it. I hate backache. And swollen feet is what I've got at the moment. Let's see, what's going on here? JPEG. Curia, okay. Save. Save. I'm sure I clicked it. Okay. JPEG, yeah, that'll do. Save. See, I didn't see this the first time I looked at it. Now, it always pays to re-look at things. You know, new ideas come. See, because this nose bit looks bigger, it might be that it had some, you know how it sort of gets that vapor on the very front of the nose cone? That looks like vapor coming off. Well, that one didn't have it. Maybe because it's going into the wind this way and not this way. So Mick Pope is useless, basically. So let's go to Mick Wester's debunk for it. Claim to fame. Where is it? Okay, this is this one. He said it's a... See how he sort of changed the aspect ratio? You saw I didn't do that, right? I just scaled it, kept the aspect ratio constant. You can see here he's actually squashed this kite down to try and match the object. You see here, this is a nose cone. That looks like vapor coming off it. And cockpit there, and there's the back spine. It looks like a fin there to me. It's 2 damn jets, I tell you. So that means they're faking it. And if they're experimental jets, maybe not even F-14s, then the government would want to keep it top secret still. So that sort of matches. Where does he say it is? Showing the diamond-shaped craft, a hairy aircraft, and what appears to be a close proximity pairs is key. There's always the SFA aspect. What's that stand for again? Force aspect ratio. Perhaps it's rather drab kite. Original description hasn't had it hovering. Yeah, it could be that line, but it's a rather drab kite, so he hasn't said what kind of kite it is. But we'll grab that one there and just use it. That way we keep it constant. Select that. I suppose you guys have left me by now. But this is life debunking, guys. You can see how my mind figures out things. Paste. Is that right? Yep. Of course, according to GUFON, I'm always wrong. Yeah, right. I think I got better grasp of things than most video analysis guys. Okay, so I don't think he's ever watched any of my shows though. Gabba, you're still here. It's a different colour. Plane is grey. Yeah, picture that, but it doesn't mean that I couldn't get the brown camouflage they use, right? You know what I mean, don't you? Let's see if find an example of the brown. Jet. Brown, because I use it in desert fighting, right? Brown camo. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Like one of these ones here, right? That's what we're looking at. Out of focus. Something like that. Probably more brown than it is white bits in it. Plain and desert region. Footwork, painted brown and yellow. Well, it's sort of a yellow, but that's definitely Middle East, isn't it? Let's have a look. Marine Corps. Go away. F5 Tiger Jets. Brown camouflage paint scheme is used for aggressor adversary training. There you go. So that makes sense. Makes it harder to see, I guess, is it? Or does it make it easier to see in the sky? It's harder to see on the ground, but easier to see in the sky, I would have thought. Yeah, that makes sense. For training. But you get what I mean. Here's another one. F4C. It's very similar, isn't it? That's more of a yellow-brown. Here's a darker one here. Now that's more dark with less yellow. But yeah, I think with this, here's another one. So there's lots of different variations, isn't there? I guess it depends on the lighting as well at the time. But anyway, I think it's still plain with not grey but camouflaged paint on it. So yeah, we've got the Kite, that Mick Kite overlay now. Give us Kite. There it is. Let's see how it goes. Add layer. Okay, so we got to rotate it. You can see straight away it doesn't match his one, does it? He rotated it the other way though. See how he's finned it off? That's exactly what I'm saying. He's a dirtbag. Dirtbag debunker. Fancied not being truthful about it. Where's it disappeared to? See that there? It's nothing like this one here. He's changed it to try and fit his agenda. It's terrible. And that's why he gets laughed at, you see. You don't see me doing shit like that. Alright, so let's just drag it on here. Expand it. So you have to make it really big, Kite. It's not going to fit. It's not going to fit what he's claiming. This, even if you put it on a slight angle, right, it's going to change it completely. Is it? Yep, selected it. Well, most of it anyway. Where's the razor? Yep. That's pretty good. There we can see behind. Okay, you can see it's not going to fit, right? Magic thing's going to be stuffed up. Deselect, move. There we go. You can see straight away it's not a kite. It doesn't fit. You'd have to modify it to fit it. We can scale it down. But the angles are not right? See that? There's no way that angle's going to be correct. My fighter jets are bang on. So Mick West is debunked. Where's the handles? Oh, there we go. Let's keep proportions. Okay, let's try and expand it to where he overlaid it underneath. Is that close? You can see it's way bigger. That thing's in the way now. This needs to be rotated too. This might have to pop out a wee bit. Let's see, view, zoom out. That's better. Okay. Now we've got handles here. Where is it? Right, it's going right off the edge of the screen here. Keep proportions. Of course, Brando said it was a banner plane. Okay, it needs to be rotated a wee bit. Yeah, let's try that. Looks like it got cropped off the bottom though. You can see how much bigger it is to make it length rise. It's definitely not the same. Layers for these. And now let's make it transparent. Yeah, Mick, it really fits like a kite. Okay. So it's not that kite. Wrong. Okay, we'll just save that as well. Looks like we're going to have to wrap up soon. I better get bed. I'm probably going to start making mistakes and stuff. Just say kite. Compare. Yeah, it's not. This thing's rubbing on my earpiece. Let me just sort that out. That's better. Alright. Flatten. Yeah, so if I go back on my one now, you can see how it come together. Reverse order. And mine. Okay, so let's line up the planes. Okay, let's do a layer thing on that one. See how well it matches. Here we go. Pretty damn good, I think. Might be just slightly too big, the plane, but it's close. The right angle's there, isn't it? All that matches up perfectly if you look at that. I think I have debunked it. I'd like to see those other photos though, to be sure, and see what the pilot said, the Harrier jet as well. But we're never going to find out, so this is the best we're going to do. Okay, we're done with it. And solved. Oh, solved it. We can keep all those now. And the kite one. Don't know if I ever use them again, but we'll just keep a copy. Here we go for time. So I thought we might have had a few people on tonight, but yeah, it's been a bit sad, isn't it? 3 people. Okay, let's catch up on the side. Fauna is usually painted dark ghost grey on top, and yeah, but it's a tomcat, not a hornet, right? Plains and desert regions for work are painted brown and yellow, and we've seen this variation shades on that. So yeah, anything else you'd like to add? Alright, Blue Chicken, you're in Sydney, are you? Another Aussie. Alright. So yeah, this should be a good time for you then. What's it over in Australia at the moment? Midnight, isn't it? Alright, so I should have just put up the comments, shouldn't I? Wrong one, wrong screen. There we go. That way you can see it better. Sydney, Blue Chicken. Plex, is he still around? Or is he gone? Anyway, I thought might have to answer that one again. So I now think it's 2 planes passing each other, which you get on those air shows like that. Just happened to take it at the right time. So it's got the dark nose cone, you see. It looks like a bright cockpit there. And it's got that back spine, and it looks like tail fins. I think I'm right, you know. And that makes these planes a lot closer than that Harrier jet then, because we know how big these planes are. So that would solve that one too, the distance thing. But anyway, I will post that, and you can go to Mick's feed and actually read all the negative comments he got on it. Mick's Calvine debunk. There we go. Okay, I might have to wrap up now. Wasn't sure what else is happening. Let's have a quick look. Third phase. Secure team. Has he put out anything yet? We can always do another one tomorrow or the next day if I'm not too tired. Okay, so nothing happened on security. He's quite happily getting his Patreon money without having to do any work for it. Third phase. He'll probably have some other excuse, like he got sick or something. Okay, so is that where we last looked? These UFO sightings will have you wondering. See, they're always using clickbait. Massive UFO events. 1,000-mile UFO. Did we look at that one? I think we did. It's red underneath. Let's just refresh our memory. See, that's not even in the video, right? That's just clickbait fun now.
If these could it be manipulated right now?
Okay, just trying to remember. Which one was 1,000 miles? Yeah, that's a plane. Okay. There's a 1,000-mile wild one. Must be at the beginning. Lights. Oh. Not seeing it. Oh, that one. That's right. Jupiter. The artifact. Claiming it's 1,000 long from that seller guy. Okay. So we did do that one. And this one. Let's have a quick look. How's the time going? Let me just have a look. Don't want it too big, because people won't watch it. Unfortunately, because that's how it happens. 3 hours at the moment. I want to do shorter ones, but it never happens. Oh god, I hate that.
Welcome back to Third Phase Moon. Blake Cousins here after 2 months on the road working on our new documentary, our trilogy, to Countdown to Disclosure and Above Top Secret, traveling across the country. We made it to DC, and we're going to be meeting up with Dr. Stephen Greer and ask him some big questions.
Oh, not again. They're always doing stuff with Dr. Greer. Okay, so they're talking about this one, which I've already debunked. What did they say about it though? Just have a laugh.
Taken, or exactly what part of Germany? I'm sure.
Alright, they didn't actually talk about it then.
But I don't know. This one's got me wondering. It's a very smooth and very...
That's a damn bug coming, mate.
I see, but if I move back and forth...
Keep on going. They didn't say anything about it. Because they're away on holiday, right?
CGI into that, it kind of blows that theory out of the water, so...
Okay, they're saying it's not CGI.
All fake.
Wow, this one's pretty good. Into thin air, he's bringing the UFO videos to Third Phase, and I gotta say,
so they don't.
We have a lot.
So they don't have to do any work, just like Tyler Klockner.
Live broadcast, and people are seeing this large craft, this UFO, kind of shoot through the clouds. Some people might say this is CGI, but then again, this was captured during a live broadcast, and to insert real CGI into...
So they haven't got a clue. What's the next one? Repeats, recycled. What is it, guy? This is that Swiss one again, isn't it? The hot air balloon with the bottle. That's what it is. Looks very Swiss building in the background, German style. There we go. It's that green bottle that's got a big bit at the top and bottom.
Does this look like the bell-shaped craft that people call rock? let me back
The
up
clock.
over here as we look at this video, and I'm looking over the information behind this. This was captured
What a shill.
over a mountain range in Switzerland. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
and
you
butcher the
can't
name. I
beat
guess
my
it goes
memory,
by
mate.
Oberstein. If anybody,
It's a hot air balloon, mate. You can even see the little basket underneath, even on that level. Okay, let's zoom in. Blurry bit.
has been in the Oberstein
If
area
you can
in
stabilize it and get rid of the motion blur.
Switzerland, do you see kind of anomalies like this? Could it be maybe a hot air balloon or?
They know what it is. No, but we'll just call it a UFO and the clock and bell. What's that? Clock and the bell.
Banner that got loose. I'm not seeing any tether at this point. It's pretty.
Okay, that one might be a clear one. Not really.
Up there in altitude.
Anyway, we debunked that one already. With the clear footage and saying location. They do talk a lot of crap, don't they?
Here in DC, pretty excited about what we accomplished out here, and there's a lot more stuff coming up. We're just
looking cool carrying our camera gear around. We gotta round it up on this one. I've got to. What are we looking at now? I think I've seen this one before.
But I want to see if this is a banner being pulled by an airplane, because some people are saying that from before when we showed this. So let's take a look. Watch the arrow and then pay attention.
That was a banner plane, wasn't it? Yeah, you can see it's sort of deformed. And if you look carefully, sometimes you see the plane glint up here.
To that dot, after the arrow disappears, you'll see it again and again. Is that an airplane?
Okay, he said there's a dot there. Okay, we've looked at that one already, years ago. Recycled garbage, I think that's all it is.
Just don't want the tripod to fall over, which it does sometimes. I'm on very bumpy grass. Just try the different settings. Doesn't help.
I think we've looked at that one before too.
All I can see that with me, with the eyes guy.
Is that? Could it be a moon? Or what are we meant to be looking at? Certainly a lot of noise on there. Could it be just simply a LED balloon? It looks bright enough to be.
Guys, it's a large glowing light, really, like a big orb, not making a sound.
Which they use on construction sites. Helium lamps. Looks a bit too high though, but that could be misleading.
I'm positive it was moving to my left towards the pylon, and it's interchanged direction and moved back this way. So what I'm going to do, obviously, is get this footage together, but I've missed it myself, and see if we can.
So what do you reckon, Gabba? It's Doctor Who Stardust. Could be what's that? Sirius. Yeah, could be. He's not using any apps to debunk it, right? Which is the usual thing we could be experiencing. So, let's just carry on. Moving past the stars directions though. Could he be walking and changing the angle view?
We can speed it up after I play the proper.
You got to assume sometimes these people hoax, right? So
footage and see if we can see it moving, changing direction. I'm sure it did.
I can see a flashing light here, so it looks like a plane there.
And now we've got.
There you go, flashing, blinking lights.
Now that flashing light to the right, that's a plane.
Yeah, expert pool has picked that one
One
up.
of the two lights underneath it, they seem to be pretty steady, but that's a plane. So that's a plane. That's not a plane. If I'm right, I mean, I've checked, the ISS is...
Could that be one of those Google Loon balloons? It could be, you know, where they're mucking around with internet to remote areas. It could be. But why would it be illuminated? So where's
It's
the
in
moon?
orbit, it's not the ISS.
There's a moon behind it, maybe. So the light shot. It could be a full moon. Lighten it up.
And when I check back on the footage, blah blah blah, if I'm sure that we're moving to my left as I'm looking at it towards the pylon, and then it changes
Does look like
direction.
it's-
If that's the case,
Looks like it's slowly moving like a balloon, though, doesn't it? So I reckon it's an LED balloon or something like that. But it's still interesting. So for that to be a UFO, for me, would have to do simply stop, go crazy downwards, go left, go right, go upwards, and disappear. But it's not doing that. It's moving like a balloon. Here we go. And plus, we've got no ground references, not using the apps as well. So it looks like it's moved back to the pylon. So that's what happened with those Google Loon balloons. But it could happen with any balloon as well.
Of course, always taken into consideration.
Oh, it actually looks like they're playing it back again. So it looks like it drifted away from the telephone pole, just like a balloon would do. So what's this idiot gonna say? Duck paranormal.
Some distances with ease, undulating with a light through the Skywatcher's infrared night vision. Curious to see yet another sighting over power lines, where...
See how it flickered there? And let's look at internal light source.
Many have speculated these crafts seek purpose, either through electromagnetic fields or harnessing electricity through unobservable means.
So it's just painting a fantasy all the time. It's utter garbage. They just don't follow the facts.
My first UFO sighting was over a set of power lines.
So why don't you get the date and time and plug it into the app and say, oh yeah, that just proves it can't be a plane, can't be this. It's just absolutely garbage what these guys do. And they're not experts, but they do promote these fantasies.
Not far from the Groton submarine base on the shores of Connecticut. Many times we can draw an...
Alright, it's related to military exercises now. It doesn't look like a illumination flare though. Could be a bunch of flares joined together like a cluster on parachutes, but then it should be coming downwards, not just drifting right. So I don't think it is. I think it's some type of balloon.
This evidence is striking, to say the least. And videos. He's been doing this for quite some time. He's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. We're going to leave that link in.
So that's why they all work with each other to try and get subs. Anyway, like they said, it's time to wrap up there, guys. I think we're sort of caught up though, haven't we? I think I did pretty good. So it's probably not much around. It's very strange. It's very quiet. Secure team and all that. That's very crazy. I thought there'd be a lot more viral videos. But if you find anything that wants us to look at, just post it on our Discord group. You can find the link to join it in the pinned comment. Okay. Okay, let's just drop that down. Anyway, welcome to everybody. Anyway, who do we have on today? I've really forgotten. Was it TV Square Eyes? Did he show up? Jasper? He didn't show up, did he? Who else? A terrible memory. Gabba is always here, having his say. What's that one? Yeah, garbage, yeah. Infrared camera, you can see the leaves and twigs. Yeah. So I don't know what kind of cameras these guys are using, but it's pretty crap, isn't it? All pixelated. Yep. So it's probably 280p or less, I reckon. I see the flicker. Yep. Could be a helicopter. Possible. If it's shining a spotlight towards us, and you're not and overexposed, so you won't see the other flickering lights. But that means it's probably doing something with search and rescue again. I suppose it could be third phase, because they like search and rescue. It's balloon or helicopter. Yep, I agree. Stairs would look the same. I think they look more ghostly though, not so solid white. But I guess it depends on the camera. Anyway, you reckon 400p? I reckon it's a lot less. Alright, what we got? Camera looked worse than 720. Yeah, I think it's like 288p or something like that. Anyway, I'll say goodnight and let it process, and I'll see if I can upload it around tomorrow, because I don't think it's going to process very fast. Good night all, thanks for joining, and keep looking for truth, because that's what really matters. It's not about the blue team or the red team, it's about truth all the time. So let's just bring up the control panel and end it. Okay guys, go and have a good weekend if I don't see you again. And stay safe on the roads, and don't drink and drive. Don't do a Tyler Klotner. And do hit a like, do share, and hopefully you learnt something new and enjoyed the debunking. And if you're watching it offline later, do add your comments underneath the video. Did I turn down the volume? You want to be able to hear me? Yeah, I did. Cool. Go. Oop, what have we got on the screen? Good night all. Oh, it's too late now. Can't clear it. Oh, it doesn't matter. I closed down the window that controls it. And good night guys.